Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm here to give you my thoughts on Matt Bloomfield. So far under Matt Bloomfield we've had 6 games, 4 defeats and 2 draws. Before he arrived at the football club we had 1 win and 5 defeats. So we are yet to see an improvement in results. And the fact we haven't seen any improvements in results for me just shows how bad the mentality is within the group of players and also how much work needs to be done in order to change our season around. Now, I have seen comments from certain people saying that Matt Bloomfield is basically Rob Edwards 2.0, and I have to say I do not agree with that. Now, I understand Matt Bloomfield wasn't everyone's #1 choice. He was at the time a manager that is highly thought of and was doing a great job at Wycombe Wanderers. So it was a massive step for him to leave Wycombe, who are in a good position in League One, and join a club struggling in the Championship. For me, the major problem was we should have departed with Rob Edwards a lot sooner, and that 5-1 defeat against Middlesbrough at the time, it felt like it was perfect timing to depart ways with him because we had international break then. It would have been a perfect time to bring a manager in, and also that manager would have got given from November to the end of the calendar year to assess the squad, to then tell the board, right, we need to sign X, Y and Z in the January transfer window. And at the time as well, when we lost 5-1 against Middlesbrough, there were managers available, experienced, proven Championship managers, Gary Rowett, Mark Robbins, they were a phone call away. But despite proven Championship managers being available, I don't think you need Championship experience to do well in the Championship. You look at Michael Carrick when he first arrived at Middlesbrough, they were bottom end of the Championship. He turned them from a bottom end Championship side all the way to those playoff positions. And then he's managed to keep them in the top 10 for the last 2 seasons. The Plymouth Argyle boss, he's had an impact since arriving at the football club, and he has not managed in this country. And then the Hull City boss, Ruben Selles, he's not managed in the Championship. He's done a fantastic job at Reading, and he's managed to get an impact out of the Hull City players. So the fact that we haven't had any improvements in results just show it's the players that are the problem. And whatever happens in the summer, whatever league Luton are going to be in, whether that's Championship or League One, we're going to be rebuilding in the summer, and I can't wait for certain players to leave the football club. And yes, I am going in on the players because it's not Matt Bloomfield's fault that players can't do basic stuff correctly. Let's have a look at the Oxford game, for example. All 3 of Oxford's goals were nothing special. One of those goals, a player was in the 6-yard box, free unmarked. That's on the players to do their jobs correctly. Against Sheffield Wednesday, a player was allowed to run 60 yards through the middle of the pitch, and we waited until he was in the box to foul him. Why did we not foul him like 30 yards away from our box? And then against Sunderland, we're allowing a top quality player to cut inside and have a shot at goal, a free shot outside the box. He had all the time in the world to put that ball into the corner of the goal. And then even recently against Sheffield United, McGuinness not stepping up with the rest of the defence backline. If he actually stepped up along with the other Luton players, that player would have been called offside, but the player was on. Clearly on. Those goals which I've mentioned, they're not Matt Bloomfield's fault. Those are players not doing basic stuff correctly, and they need to get those basics sorted ASAP. Now, you could probably look at the last couple of games under Rob Edwards and also say the same thing, but at least Matt Bloomfield is changing and making some improvements and is trying his best to figure out ways of getting results. Whereas with Edwards, he was just keeping the same starting 11. And that does move me on to what have been the positives and the improvements which we've seen under Matt Bloomfield. So firstly, getting a point away from home. We've stopped that losing streak. Yes, we have lost after getting that point away against Sheffield Wednesday, but the fact we managed to stop that losing streak is a good start. We are now shooting from outside the box more. That goal against Sheffield Wednesday, Alfie Doughty, we would have never have seen a goal like that under Rob Edwards. I'm dead certain of it. We were always scared to shoot from outside the box. We always took that extra pass, And then recently with Asgard, he always, when he gets that time and space, he will have a shot at goal. The formations have also changed. Matt Bloomfield is adaptable from when we're playing at home and also away from home. We've seen 3 formations. We've seen a 4-2-3-1, we've seen a 4-1-4-1, and we've also seen a 3-5-2. Now, Matt Bloomfield does not want to play 3 centre-halves. He wants to play a flat back 4. Going forward, that's what will happen. But for now, he might have to resort to old ways, which was successful at Luton, in order just for us to stay up in this championship season. I also feel like the players understand their roles a little bit better. When you see Nakamba recently, he looks a completely different player. He's so much better in a 3-man midfield, and also he just knows just to do the defensive aspect. Under Rob Edwards, it looked like he was doing so many different jobs, whereas with Matt Bloomfield, he is told just do the defensive work, and then when you win the ball back, give it to our players that are more comfortable with the ball. And we did see that against Sheffield United. Under Rob Edwards, I couldn't tell you what we were trying to do, but under Matt Bloomfield, I can. He wants to attack down the middle. He wants to use the wide attacking players, get balls into the box and create as many opportunities as possible. He wants to play exciting attacking football. And the best performance we've seen under Matt Bloomfield was against Sheffield United, that first half. He wants to see that all the time. And if you perform like that against teams around you in the Championship, I'm dead certain we can pick up results. We've also seen a rotated starting 11. Now, yes, as a new manager, he's going to rotate the starting 11 to see what players are made of. Matt Bloomfield did this all the time at Wycombe. He always rotated his starting 11, and he's done that since being the Luton Town boss. He made 7 changes against Sheffield United. Rob Edwards would never have done that. He would always play the same players that are underperforming. Under Matt Bloomfield, I don't think he will tolerate it. I do think he will regularly rotate, and he will also look after players, because players nowadays, the modern day footballer is struggling to do 2-3 games a week because of these muscular injuries they are picking up. So hopefully we should be getting less injuries going forward. And the last point I wanted to make was subs. Matt Bloomfield makes his subs a lot sooner. Now, I know I was critical in the last game against Sheffield United, especially towards the end when Ali and Bola came on for the last 5 minutes. But if you put that to one side, the other subs have always come on a lot sooner to have an impact on the game, and it gives them enough time to actually try and do something. With Rob Edwards, we would never see that. It was always last 5-10 minutes of the game where players just didn't have enough time to have an impact, and we saw that with Joe Taylor. So what needs to happen going forward? We need to keep seeing performances like we did against Sheffield United. I feel like if we saw that type of performance a lot sooner, fans would be a lot more confident. But because games are running out now, 14 league games left, got a massive cup final against Plymouth. But if we perform like we did against Sheffield United, against Plymouth, I can see us walking away with the 3 points. It is a must-win game for Luton. We cannot lose. We can't draw. We have to win. Yes, there's 13 league games after Plymouth, but the confidence levels would drop massively if we don't walk away with the 3 points. And it hopefully as well, if we do walk away with a win, the momentum, the confidence, everyone around the place will feel positive that we can push on and climb out of the bottom 3. The fixtures as well, they are against teams around us. We've got Cardiff, Derby, Stoke, Hull City. All 4 of those games are away from home. So we're going to start winning away from home. We need to start with those games. At home, we've got Portsmouth and Plymouth. Yes, we've got some big teams coming like Leeds, Middlesbrough and Blackburn, but we can upset a few teams. We saw against Sheffield United, they are a good side and we put in a good performance against them. If we can do that against any team that we play against, I can see us picking up points, but we've got to repeat that type of performance. We can't give anything less. And also being clinical in front of goal. We desperately need our strikers to start firing now. Once it clicks in front of goal, I'm dead certain we'll be okay, but that is the question. Will it click in front of goal? You can't defend well for 90 minutes. There's going to be 1 or 2 moments where a team will get that chance and it's whether or not they take it or not. Even with Burnley, they've got a fantastic defensive record in the Championship this year, but teams still get that 1 or 2 chance against them, and it's about being clinical when those chances do come. So attacking wise, we've got to be better, and we've got to start scoring goals. So that is the end of the video. Those are my thoughts on Matt Bloomfield so far. I do like Matt Bloomfield. I do think it will be a good appointment in the end. Hopefully it's just with him being the manager of Luton Town in the Championship rather than League One. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on Matt Bloomfield. Drop a like on today's video as well. It helps me out massively. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you'd like to become a member, the link is in the description below. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, which will be a match preview of the Plymouth game. So I'll see you guys then.